One of my most vivid memories as a child would probably have to be the endless series of monotonous, mindless, ridiculous, stupid jokes we told as a kid. I told as a kid. And so, joke telling, I think, is really one of the first forms of storytelling for a kid because it's simple. There's a beginning, middle, and end, and there's a punchline of funny and people laughing at the end. But young people are terrible at it. I was terrible at it. I mean, just absolutely horrible at it. Why? Because joke telling comes in genres, and it starts with pickle jokes. And it goes from pickle jokes to ketchup jokes to hamburger jokes. And for those of you who have raised kids, how do you get through it? I have no idea. So you know how this works. Let's just remind ourselves, if we haven't been affiliated with a good pickle joke in a while, I'll ask the question, you say what? What's green and flies through the air?
What?
Super pickle. What's green and swims at the bottom of the ocean?
What?
Moby pickle. What's green and hangs on the side of your house in the middle of winter?
What?
A nice pickle. Remember how horrible that was? So your condiment jokes graduate into knock-knock jokes. You know how this works? Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana.
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 Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange juice.
Orangey bread. I didn't say banana. I told this story a couple of weeks ago, and a mother came up to me after, and she said, my son loves that joke. We're in that phase of these jokes. He said, he comes up to the last part, and he says, knock, knock. I say, what? And he says, coconut. And I say, coconut. And he says, aren't you glad I didn't say banana? It's just going to come crazy. So you go from pickle jokes to knock-knock jokes, and then you graduate up to what I would call, yes, like about the fourth grade joke, the fourth grade dirty joke. So that goes something like this, like spell I cup. Well, in the 6th grade, which was my last grade of elementary school, I had a teacher who really zeroed in on the fact that my friends and I love to tell these jokes. And he saw it as an opportunity to connect with us and to really sort of bring something that I was not, no, actually I was really excited about, but my friends were not excited about, math. And so he started to introduce us to the problem-solving joke. And a typical problem-solving joke with Mr. Stewart would go, something like this. Okay, you're driving a bus, and you're going down the street. On the first stop, 3 people get on, and 2 people get off. At the next stop, 4 people get on, 5 people get off. Next stop, 17 people get on, 23 people get off. The next stop, 4 people get on. The next stop, 3 people get on, 2 people get off. Down the road a little bit, 5 people get on, 4 people get off, and he would just go and go and go and go and go and go and go. And we'd be on the edge of our seats. He'd say, you ready? And I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. He'd say, who's the bus driver? You say, who's the bus driver? He'd say, you're the bus driver. I told you at the beginning you're driving the bus. Now this kind of joke, the problem-solving joke, was a thing that for me represented that transitional, not just transitional joke, it was a setup, it was a warning that your life is about to change because you're going to go from 6th grade elementary school, you're going to go to junior high school. And in junior high school, all bets are off. Everything that you've known so far up to this point, that you put letters together to make sense, and you put numbers together to make sense, and it's easy and fun. Even the hard parts, multiplication tables, come with their own TV show. There was Schoolhouse Rock. 3 is a magic number. Do you remember that? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Storytime is about audience participation. Sing with me. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. I don't have an auto harp. 21, 24, 27, 30. And then you can go backwards. 3 times 10 is 30. 3 times 9 is
27.
3 times 8 is
24.
3 times 7 is
21.
3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 4 is 12. And 3 times 3 is 9. And 3 times 2 is 6. And 3 times 1 is 3, of course. It's a magic number. And because it was a magic number, because it was easy, because it was fun, I loved math. I loved reading. My teachers were incredible. They always use these techniques to connect us, and I just loved elementary school, and I went to junior high high school, and all bets were off because they started to play with us. They took letters and they put them together with numbers to make sense, and they called it algebra. They took the things that we learned in 3rd grade, simple stuff. We learned that this was a circle. Good. This is a triangle. We're all the same size. It's a square. Junior high school met the math teacher from hell. First day of school, they sound like an ordinary person. Second, 3rd week of school, they started to sound like Charlie Brown's teacher. Wah, wah, wah. He asked us the same question they asked us in kindergarten. Boys and girls, what's this? And we say, it's a circle. And he'd say, oh yeah? You think you're really smart, don't you? I'll tell you what, smart guy, why don't you come up here? Why don't you come up here and prove that it's a circle? You got people going, what? And even though I had graduated from elementary school and won the math award, and I had won the reading award, when I got to junior high school, I just could not put the two together. And when I went to high school, it was like a Don McLean song. It was the year the music died. Bye-bye, mathematical pie. Used to love this freaking subject and my math teacher's tie. But then in trigonometry he introduced pi, and he said, this'll be the year that you die. Music died, and by the junior year when I got into trigonometry and I had the opportunity to go to my senior year and take calculus, I said, you know what? I think I was meant to be a man of letters. So I skipped calculus and I went to college. When I went to college at Syracuse University, first semester you had a big choice that you had to make. I thought maybe I can get through without the math thing. You can't get through without the math thing. But you could. At Syracuse University, you had a choice. The choice was you could continue to be a person of letters, take a language, or take the math, take the calculus. And I thought, no way. But the math and the calculus came with a bonus. You only have to take it for 1 semester. If you take the language, you got to take it for 2 years. And they had a course called Calculus for Business Majors. Calculus for Dummies, sign me up. So I'm in the Calculus for Dummies class, and I'm sitting there, I'm trying to wonder what it was like, and I'm sort of psyching myself, I'm ready for calculus, I'm going to throw myself into this. I got to be able to reconnect with the 6th grade, and in walks my Calculus for Dummies teacher. His first name was Pythagoras. He looked like Santa Claus. His father was a geometry, or his father was a math professor. He said it was fate. He looked like Santa Claus if he had been collided with a mathematician's convention. So he had the beard and the eyes and the nose and everything, and then he had this terrible leisure suit and a horrible tie and all the things that he sort of had. And he said, "My name is Dr. Pythagoras Reginald Robinson. My father was a mathematician, I guess it was fate. My middle name is Reginald, my last name is Robinson. Somewhere in my early teaching career, they started to call me Dr. Pi R squared." And he would go. And the thing about calculus is it wasn't just one chalkboard. You get to answer, and he would explain 4 chalkboards. Carry the 2, turn around, and he always asked the same question when he got to the end of a board. Now, what do you suppose my next question is going to be? Dead silence. And so he would continue, and he'd fill up another chalkboard, and in the middle of filling up the second chalkboard, this guy from the back said, "Can you turn the air conditioning down? It's really hot in here." And he goes, "That's not my next question." So he said, "You're hot? Okay." And he runs over, and he starts to monkey with the thermometer, and people go, "We can play with him." So "Can you turn the air conditioning up?" And they would go back over there, and he'd come back, and he would always turn around. And what do you suppose my next question is going to be? Nothing. Well, there was one afternoon I went in there, I sat in the back, and I just, my girlfriend broke up with me. It was that first semester of college. It was absolutely horrible. I missed my mom and dad. I hated my roommate. I felt absolutely disconnected. And I'm sitting there at calculus going, I can't even drop this anymore because I slept through the drop deadline. Dr. Robinson turns around and says, "Now what do you suppose my next question is going to be?" And the guy in the back says, "Who's the bus driver?" I knew that I was no longer alone.